$3,000 guitar sucks.
What did you say?
I said, this $3,000 guitar sucks.
Give me that. Don't listen to it. You're a beautiful guitar that inspires joy. I'm sick of guitar players like you that blame awesome guitars for playing poorly when it's not their fault. Have you ever played a really expensive guitar that just played like garbage off of the wall?
I definitely have.
That has happened to me a lot too, and there are some reasons for that we want to go over in this video, and it's not the guitar's fault a lot of times. So the first thing is old or nasty strings. Like, one of the best things you can do to make a guitar sound better is to put new strings on it. A lot of guitars take a long time to get from the manufacturing plant to a guitar store like this, and then once they get here, they sit on the wall for God knows how long, and you know, who knows how many people play them and get their DNA all over them, get the strings all crusty and rusty. Change the strings, it'll do wonders for the way the guitar sounds, and you know, the strings might not necessarily look bad, but they could be just dead and really thuddy sounding, and that can make the guitar sound pretty bad.
The second thing is neck adjustment. So, like Nate said, a lot of these guitars are coming from other parts of the world, and what that means is there's different temperatures, different humidity levels, and so when they set up that piece of wood to have a certain amount of bow, it's gonna change in the new temperature in that guitar store, right, with a different humidity level. So you might need to give the truss rod a little bit of an adjustment to make sure that it is giving you the correct amount of relief for the setup on the guitar.
And that changes from person to person too. That's one of the things I think is one of the biggest factors for me when just grabbing a guitar off the wall. I'm like, oh, I need to check the relief. It's even in my own personal guitars. If I'm taking a trip or something, or playing like Ontario, I'm playing there next week, it's gonna be different. The guitar's gonna play different. That's all the way it is. The third thing is fret sprout, or when you feel like there's a cheese grater on the neck of the guitar because the frets are poking out. What happens is the same thing Andrew was describing. The wood can lose humidity when it's traveling from climate to climate, and the wood can shrink. The frets don't shrink because they're metal. They don't really absorb or lose humidity. So it feels like the frets are digging into your hand or like cutting you, right? There are a couple things you can do. You can either go to your guy that sets your guitars up and have them file those frets down to make them really smooth, or you can just get a humidifier for your guitar, and hopefully that'll kind of even out the humidity or kind of normalize it in the neck to where the frets don't feel like they're poking out anymore.
Yeah, and then the last thing is guitar setup. Now, this is something that's pretty subjective from player to player, and when these guitars are put up on the wall or wherever, they're set up for a very general type of player, and you might not be that type of guy. If you're somebody who likes to shred, you probably like your action a little bit lower. Very different setup from someone that maybe plays slide guitar. They like their action a lot higher, right? So I know for me, I like my action a little bit on the higher side, where Nate likes his a little bit on the lower side. So that's something that you might notice in those guitars as well.
And on this wall, I can almost guarantee you that there's not one single guitar that I wouldn't have to tweak something on to get to my liking. That's just the way it is. Like, people from the factory can't account for all these factors that we're talking about. People in the stores that own, music shops can't set up every guitar usually. But, when you're buying a guitar, maybe negotiate a setup with them, in the price, or if you're going to buy it, or get a guy that you trust to set your guitars up that knows you in the way you like to have your guitars play, and that'll be a really fast, efficient way to say, hey, I got a new guitar, set it up how I like it. You'll get it back, it'll play beautifully.
So while a lot of people might think that a $3,000 guitar should sound amazing and feel amazing right out of the box or off the wall, the reality is there are just so many factors out of the manufacturer's control. So even with an expensive guitar, it's just not going to feel totally right. And
instead of kind of focusing on those variables that are really hard to hit perfectly, I'd really suggest focusing on just the quality of the guitar. So things like the craftsmanship, the quality of the wood, does it have pot metal in the hardware, things like that.
That's right. And same thing like electronics. Do the pickups sound good? Does the tone feel right? That's going to be something that you can actually control when you're in the room with a poorly set up guitar.
Right. So what do you think? Is there a big enough difference between a $200 guitar, a $1,000 guitar, or a $3,000 guitar to make a difference to you? And what do you think the sweet spot is for modern guitars as far as price?
Leave your answer in the comments below, and make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube as well. We will see you guys next time.